Podcast. This is episode 27.
Getting up there.
Well done. Got it right.
Way to get it right.
And we just wrapped up League Week 8, League 7, Week 8.
Week 8, yeah.
Week 8,
Yeah.
wow.
Times are flying.
Can you believe we only have 12 league mates left of this 2024 year?
Yeah, 2 more weeks of spring.
Why would you say that?
10.
Sorry, I didn't
Make me sad.
I didn't mean to start us out like that. So real quick, I'll go over announcements. We got our obviously big tournament coming up, PFO, Provision Financial Open. It's going to be massive. If you aren't there, be there, sign up. Link is in the description. Yeah.
You should sign up sooner to get some food.
Yep.
Wait. What's the cutoff for getting your $10 voucher?
May 4th. So Star Wars, right? People.
Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. What is that? Is that Friday? Because tomorrow's May 1st, right?
It's Saturday.
Saturday. So you gotta. So if this video drops on Friday, when you hear this, sign up that day.
Yeah. And so don't wait because we got good food, we got good company, and we are going to be having a lot of high fives. So people come for the high fives.
And I do want to throw this in there.
Yeah. Go ahead.
While we have traditionally had a single or 2 different brands represented for payouts,
Sure.
it's very possible there will be other brands represented outside of Discmania and outside of Goliath Discs.
Okay.
I'm just throwing it out there.
That's speculation.
It's speculation. Nothing
this
is set in
point.
stone. But wouldn't that be cool?
Wow.
That's all I got.
That was good. I'm glad you did that.
That's all I got.
PFO.
PFO. And
Speculation.
then after the PFO, we'll have a big PFO, and then we'll be kicking off our provision. Our sanctioned leagues, Friday night sanctioned leagues. Hawks, tell us a little bit about that.
Just so, in case you didn't know, it is a full flex start on Friday sanction round, which means at 8 a.m. you get up to 3 of you. You go, you play, and that's great. If you want to go at noon, if you want to go at 3, awesome, full day. But
I just want to preface 3 to 5. Not over 5.
good call. 3 to 5 people on one card, otherwise it doesn't count.
Yeah.
Don't cheat.
No
Now,
cheaters. No cheaters.
with that, there are 2 people who are part of the league right now, and you're looking at 2 of us. Because we're the only 2 who've put the comments in, and as a result, only the 2 of us have been entered into the pdga.com/scoring app.
So hop in the comments. We kind of gave you a little bit of a template on what you need to provide.
Yeah.
And so just follow the lead. Do that.
Do that so I can add you, and then at that point, you pay the $5 and you're in every week.
Where are you supposed to go?
$6. I
$6.
apologize.
Where are you supposed to go to
And
enter
tweak
your
it.
stuff?
Disc
Because you
golf
made it
scene.
sound like YouTube. Like on YouTube on
I'm
the
sorry.
comments.
I'm sorry.
Disc golf scene. We'll drop the link in the bio down below. You click the link, and then in the comment section, you'll see our comments inside discgolfscene.com.
So this flex
Good call.
start thing, I just want to make sure this is clarified. People in our Discord are always joking about like, don't you guys have day jobs? There's a couple of guys who don't work Friday. So you said literally 9 a.m. you go play your round, right?
Sam's coming to town.
What about later? Like I had a guy who was like, I work till 5:30. Like I get off early on Tuesdays, complete league, but I don't think I can do that on Friday. This is getting to be May. Can they tee off at like 6:15, 6:30?
You bring up a valid point. My wife enjoys dinner with the family.
Sure.
Oftentimes that's around 5:30, 6 o'clock. I can get a bunch of people to show up with me.
And tee off at like 7 p.m.
Tee off at 7:26 p.m.
Is that probably the latest you would guess?
It is daylight, so
Okay.
I have it set up to 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. So if you try to tee off past 8 p.m., it will not count.
It also depends on the course, right? And so I think we have 1 or 2 courses. What's the courses?
So currently I'm still bouncing around, but I have locked in Firefighters as our first course and Riverbends as our second course. So those 2 are guaranteed.
There may be some others inserted in there.
I will have a maximum of 3
Okay.
different courses.
That's
Have
Right,
not.
because if you're going to firefighters and it's not part of a league, if you're just going out to flex start, you could start at 7 o'clock at firefighters and be done in like 80 minutes.
It's a much
Easy,
quicker
right?
compared to
Whereas
River
Ben's, you don't want to be at Ben's at twilight. That's going to be a tough disc find,
Yeah.
especially now that green is coming in. So
Correct.
okay,
And I have the layouts listed out, and you will see all of that depending on your division.
PDJ live.
That's also on Disc Golf Scene. You'll see it.
Right, so you can't miss it.
You can't miss it, and on PDGA Live. If I sign up as MA4, you'll see it. It's all written out there. It's not that difficult. I am working out if I want to just do everybody shorts and everybody longs, based on that's the suggestion from the PDGA.com. That might end up be what we do at River Bends or my other course if they have longs and shorts. It'll all be ironed out. We still have a couple of weeks. Just want to give you guys the heads up and get excited. Be excited.
It's a cool thing.
Yeah, lots of momentum for that. So, and we'll have another podcast to build more momentum for it. Recap. Today we just finished up Grizzly Oaks, week 8, like we referenced. It was a blast out there. Phenomenal weather. Little hiccup with hole 1, but we figured it out and it worked out great.
Actually, yeah, I loved it. I loved how it ended.
Yeah, it was awesome. Who do you guys play with?
I played tonight with Olivia Lemon. So Olivia and I were partners, and she's a great player. She has a great upshot game. She actually flicks her putters, and so you know how you can do like kind of poke your left foot in somewhere,
Yeah.
and then throw it out. She made a couple big runs, almost cashed like a 100-footer, almost popped in a couple other C2 putts, and so there were many holes that we used her drive. There was just so much like lush stuff to where I would throw like this 300-foot plus shot with no shot at all, and she would throw this like 200-footer right up the middle. So
Perfect.
I kept saying like, hey, I know I'm closer, but your shot's better.
So yours.
Yep, we used it. We stepped up to the island hole.
Yeah.
Like as a female player, she's kind of maybe used to like, okay, the dudes are gonna outdrive me, right? Whatever. We step up to the island hole, and she's like, all right, I just want to make sure I'm gonna make it there.
Yeah.
And so I parked my shot. She busts out a heat. We're estimating she threw it about 330. It went right over the top of the basket, this beautiful turn, and Chris, as her husband, was on the course like, I told you could throw 300 feet, and it was pretty funny. We were all laughing like, on a hole she didn't need it, but she just crushed it.
It's probably the
So-
deep pad.
Yep, yeah, it was almost a 17. So, and then our card was Chris Lemon, who actually I've had the pleasure of playing on his card like 3 of the last 5 weeks. Good dude, love playing with him. He can really has good command of his disc, like turns, fades, all that kind of stuff. So I enjoy playing with him. Just kind of a new guy too. Love getting to know him.
Yeah.
And then played with Roz. So Roz is the same thing, good player. Him and Chris were a good compliment to each other. Neither one got super hot during the round, but they were just pretty consistent. Saved a lot of good pars, which today there's holes you had to save par. Like there's a ton of birdies at the top of the leaderboard, but even the mid players, we had a bogey.
We had 2.
Yeah, there was a lot of bogeys to be had out there. If you throw into the garbage, it's tough. So yeah, good card tonight for me.
Good.
How should you play with?
Yeah, I got to play with Mike Thomas as my teammate for the 2nd week in a row. We have performed fairly well. A 2nd place last week, and I think we got 4th or something this week. Pretty good. And we
You play with
played.
Mike Thomas a lot, eh?
It's just what we do. That's what we do.
Do you guys ever get tempted to cheat and look at the cards?
So, no, don't. Absolutely not.
Nobody
That's
would do
ridiculous.
that. So
No, absolutely.
there is a rumor though that there are 2 guys in the league that do that. We think that there might be some guys out there that like one of them pulls the card, and then like if he says, "Oh, red 6," then he tells the other guy to kind of like go like this on the cards and pull it out.
No, I think they got one of those mirrors.
Oh, like on the top of his shoe
I
or
don't want to
something.
point out, but they did.
That could be it.
Yeah.
It's almost like there's 2 people in the same family
Yeah.
who keep getting paired together. Like mathematically, it just doesn't sit right with me.
Like,
So.
it was like a father-son thing,
Yep, and so we won't point any fingers.
No. But it does feel a little suspicious.
But either way, so you've been playing with Mike a lot.
Yeah, I was not playing with my son, so it's not.
Okay, so alright, so it's not you, and I didn't play with Zeke. Did you play with Tim?
No, I didn't play with him.
I'm trying to think if there's
You actually
any
have a lot of
other.
father-son.
I know, right?
That's funny.
I mean, there's 3 at this table right here.
There's 3 cat furls.
No, there's 4 now. It wasn't either. Yeah, there's 4
We're
cat furls.
compounding.
If another one shows up next week, I don't know what I'm gonna
What
do.
in the
They
world?
have to win and start their own league.
Right, the cat league.
So the other
father-son combo. We think we have suspicions. We're not sure.
Interesting.
And they played good again together tonight. But anyway, I digress.
Yeah, go ahead.
Back to your card.
Anyway,
You
yeah,
and
carry
Mike.
on. Carry on. So I played with Big Mike. We played pretty well. There was talk of the Birdie Fund, which we'll address later. And then we played against whatever on our card was my child, Sky. He got to play with a new guy. And his name, excuse me, friend of both Chris and Olivia.
Is that Joey?
Was Mr. Joey. And he's good. He's got a whole lot of snap.
Dude, every time he throws, you hear
Dude,
like
it's
that
loud.
comes off his hand.
That's when you made it.
He's spinning the disc.
You are for reals. And he is for reals. So they struggled on the island. They
I heard
struggled on
missed
the
it
island.
twice in a row.
Yeah, so
Cause the drop zone is no joke.
it's not
It's not like a little
friendly.
40-foot, little circle 2 putt. It's basically almost redrive 60 feet in front of the tee.
So they were shooting really, really well, and
Kinda
then
score mess up?
that hit them and brought them back
All
down
right.
to reality.
Yeah.
So, but Sky played well, which was encouraging to see. He's getting better. Joey's good. Joey's good.
Yep.
He is
I hope
definitely.
he comes
in
back.
pain.
You said it looked like he had a good time. Hopefully
Yeah.
he'll come back. Sweet.
He's in Southfield, so he's relatively close to all of us.
Okay.
So, Mr. Nate.
I played with Ross
Mhm.
Lataggio, and then on the other side of the card was Brendan Crocker. We'll touch on him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But also Steve Shimataro. Good
Brendan
body
and
in the card.
Steve.
Brendan and Steve.
Okay.
No, I want to, I bring up Brendan because the dude's been making moves, right?
I feel like he's winning the league.
Everyone is.
I mean, there were cat calls today as he walked up.
Yeah.
People were like, "Hey, who's gonna win the league?"
Here's Brendan again.
Bow down to the Brendan.
All I know is I'm doing my part. When he stepped up for the longest putt, I absolutely
Were you
made. I made a comment in his backswing.
Yeah.
Oh,
And he was-
excellent.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
So
He was
thank
like,
you
"What are you doing?"
thank
Like,
you.
bro, you're the champ. Step up.
I mean, it's like when Jordan steps up to make a free throw and all the people in the background go like this.
Yeah.
We might even start to have to bring that into the rounds.
I like the Jordan Brendan comparison. It's good.
Yeah, little go type thing.
Yeah. So they shot well.
Yeah.
They ended up taking a bogey late in the round in 18.
But that still kept him at what? What were they like
They're
5,
still
6,
next
7?
6, and so they're tied for
Second or third?
Second there.
Okay.
But yeah, they shot really well.
Good.
Ross and I had a good time.
Nate, what is Ross's biggest improvement? And so you've kind of seen him a little bit. Because he is like green, right? Like when he showed up to
He is
league-
8 weeks in.
And I think that
He
means
missed
he
it.
is 8 rounds in too, right?
I
Like,
don't think he plays outside of the league.
no, I think he's just been
One
playing
thing
with us.
that I've noticed, I think, is he's starting to learn is how to turn over a disc.
Yeah.
So that's something that.
It's kind of the newbie, like everything Heisers. He's kind of figuring out how to get that.
And he's a lefty, so it's hard to train. Like he's hard to give advice to because it doesn't come naturally to me. You know what I'm saying?
Just do the opposite of everything I say.
So like, I'm not looking for those lines, you know.
Right. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
He has good vibes. We moved pretty good.
Good.
Yeah, that was my round.
Sweet.
Yeah, shout out the leaderboard real quick, and then we'll go into the other shout outs.
Do it.
Sean and Garrett. It sounded like Sean was driving incredible, and Garrett was hitting everything.
Okay.
And so Garrett said he felt like he couldn't miss.
Good.
Hold on. Is Garrett Zach Pesta like 2 years ago? Think about it.
Yeah,
There's even you could see a little bit of like little almost a father-son thing going on there. But also remember when Zach was at that stage where he was hitting all those circle 2 putts?
Yeah.
And he was now Zach's game off the tee is obviously advanced a lot, but like that was the thing Zach was known for. Garrett is the same way. Garrett hits all those. You know, they're both really tall guys, so they got that thing going on, you know.
Yeah.
But I've seen Garrett crash some putts. Garrett's also fresh off an ace a couple days ago, right, Nate?
Yeah, if you haven't seen the hype video I gave him, in our
Yeah,
Instagram
so
page. It was
there's an
pretty-
ace
if you
and a
gotta be
league
motivated,
win.
Go watch them.
How many days ago was that? 2?
Yeah, a couple days ago.
Weekend.
Sunday.
Two days ago, he is acing and then winning league.
Yeah. Man,
Sean was probably just along
the
for the
guy's
ride,
on a
actually.
good high right now.
He is, man. He's flying
If
high.
only he would show up for more than.
That's true.
Come
2
in,
weeks.
come in second. We may have already alluded to him a little bit, but Justin and Rick Trenda.
Cheaters!
And then it kind of got tight there. I think that's the bulk of the field's in the neck 5, neck 6.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a massive crowd today. 45, right, was the number?
Yeah.
And like 3 new guys?
4.
4 new guys?
4 new guys. We had Joey, Paul, Josh, and Luke. 4 brand new guys. So,
Those are good names too.
yeah. We like your names.
We like you. We don't have
You're
to
probably not watching this YouTube yet because you're new, but we like your names.
We don't have any Joeys.
That's true.
Yeah,
We don't have any
You know the whole
Joshes.
the last initial thing that we have to put on?
Luke. You know Luke.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a new Josh.
We're
That's
gonna-
actually the 3rd Josh of the season.
We gotta write out full names.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, you're for real when you got full last names. You can't just put their last initial.
I remember when we first started, there was Alan and the other Alan. He literally went by the other Alan,
Good
Some
man.
people own it.
right?
They're like, and then let's shout out the CTP long putt.
Yeah,
We have
I'm gonna try to count through all those. We're going by memory because
Okay.
they may or may not have flown out the back of my Jeep on I-75. But we got Steve Sciarmataro winning the CD
That was the
Island hole. Yep, he was about 10 feet.
Yep. I watched him throw that one.
Nice.
Oh boy, Steve.
Nicholas with the CTP on hole 2, which when just looking at UDisc, I said, oh, 312. Didn't realize it would be a max D drive because of the uphill nature of it. So sorry to those of you who might not throw really far because that was literally almost a long distance shot.
That was
Yeah.
long. Everything I
Yeah.
had.
The rumor is that Justin Trendo won the ice cream CTP, so I got
It was very
Five-
early on. It was pretty close.
$5 gift card waiting for Justin for DQ for our next maybe post league
Justin.
DQ.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
And then Hawks and Mike taking a disc for making a long putt, which was in a lot of people's view
yeah.
because what you alluded to earlier about hole 1, so many cars parked there, we weren't sure whether we were going to be able to play. And it's kind of one of those cool things, like I've made the unpopular decision to not play it,
Yeah.
but I felt like it was the right decision just not to blast somebody's car, and then it worked out, right?
Because we all got to bunch of
We
us.
mob
mobbed
golfed,
it.
like
It
30
was
of us
awesome.
teed at the same time, very fun.
And there's an element of danger to it.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Like,
Yep.
could I get hit?
Right, nothing would stay, so nobody did get hit, but yeah, it was fun.
And I'll talk about how awesome I am for that putt.
Wait, didn't Big Mike hit that putt?
Come on, dude.
Oh, it was you?
Mike
Okay,
hit a different big putt.
Okay.
No, so my huge putt, massive, like 45 footer,
He's really turning it into a
was
story.
absolutely dwarfed by David's spit out.
Oh, that's true. David threw from like 80 or 90.
He took his little glitch and said, "Yep, hit dead center, just inch and a half above the pole," and the pole said,
There was a collective, oh.
Like, I looked away because I saw it, and I was like, "Dude!" And then he's just like frozen. And then there's nothing in the basket. Like,
Yeah.
really?
I'm pretty sure he will talk about that on Discord in the next 24 hours.
I expect it to happen, Dave.
David always is really positive on Discord, though,
Yes.
so, maybe he won't. So, a lot of points available tonight. We've been talking recently about those and how they stack up, so that was good.
I think Brendan, moving into the points, I think Brendan put the pressure back on Mr. Drew.
Well, I think there's a lot to look at here, right? And we're going to transition to the points now. Obviously, we're touching on Brennan because he's at the top. You always look at the guys on top.
Yeah, got to
But
bring the
you
team
don't
down.
have to go down very far to find Rick. But he's in third. Rick came in second.
Ooh.
And so, I think it's a 3-horse race at this point.
Those three?
I mean, you could make,
So Rick's going to score one more point than Brendan, but at this point, though, it might be, what was their previous lowest point?
Correct.
What upgrade will this be off their old score?
It might be a 6-point increase.
Yeah, or it could be like a 12-point increase. If
Woo.
one of them was still using a bad score or a not so good score,
Yeah.
it could make a huge change.
and, Brandon was actually tied for third. And so, that Brennan didn't beat everyone underneath him. He obviously tied.
True. So he's actually like 2 points less than Rick tonight.
And so
Could be a big shakeup.
Okay.
Now obviously Buff Nate did it, but he's got 2 more weeks to kind of iron that out. He didn't perform
Nate,
as
as
well.
you're looking at this, is this a 3-horse race at this point?
It feels
With
like
only 2 weeks
who's-
left to go. Can anybody else catch?
Did the Twins officially drop out?
So how did Nicholas finish? Do we
They
know that?
both were lower.
Yeah.
So Rick, Buff Nate, and Brennan are all within 3 points.
Woo! Twins are in the bottom today. They
And
will not use today's score.
And Nicholas is about 7 points off the lead. So he's not
So
totally
he's
out
still
of
in
it.
striking distance.
He's still in striking distance, but something special would have to happen for him to be able to be like,
Which
I'm in the mix now.
we've seen them, mind you, we're not going to firefighters, but we've seen performances from
Yeah.
them at
That's
firefighters
true.
that you're just like, what?
Yeah, home course type thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So if they pull off one of those,
you never know.
And what's funny is I would say that if Nicholas and Christian played the same round together, not even necessarily versing each other,
sure.
Nicholas I think will win more rounds, but Christian will shoot the hot round.
Yeah.
If they play together 10 times. So if one of them's going to make a jump, I might even give it to
money's on
Christian as the
Christian.
one. Because, like you said, it's got to be something special, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so we're obviously playing. Do we cover all points? What do you guys think?
I think so.
Yeah, we covered it.
And this is not including obviously this. So
This
we're-
week,
we're
his
speaking-
points aren't in.
Yeah.
We're
Those will
speaking
be
tentative points that we think are about to be added.
Yeah.
All right, so after this week, we have 2 more weeks in the spring season.
Okay.
Next week, we're going to head back to Stony Blues.
Okay.
And then we're going to finish up the season with a round back at Riverman's, this time using the 10 through 27 layout.
Yeah.
Most people would rate that
A
about
little bit easier.
2 to 3 strokes easier than the layout that uses the front 9.
Yeah.
So, question for you next week, Stony Blues. This has been kind of a fun thing to banter about a little bit. We won't go too long. Stony Blues, if people are playing shorts, there's only 4 shorts. What are they going to shoot? What's going to win next week? Minus what? Nate, if there are 4 short tee pads for B's or for C's and D's, what do you think is going to go?
I struggle to see anything better than like 6.
I'm at 9.
You're at 9.
Mark it down. I'm
Okay.
always right.
So I should have told you this before that, but I'm asking this question: short 1-2 or long 1-2? We have the daylight to do it. Is it excessive? And will our league, which touts itself as beginner friendly, be overwhelmed by long 1-2? I know there's like 5 or 6 people that are like hardcore podcast listeners, Discord contributors who'd be like, play the big boys. What do you think? What's the wise move?
I think the long pin maybe, but the long tee pad no.
So maybe long 1, short 2.
That could be a play.
If you're using UDisc, you have to go all or nothing on 1-2, but we can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
All right, debate's up. Discord banter, feel free, chime in, and then I'll do whatever I want.
And YouTube comments for that matter. And then, yeah, who cares what you say?
Right?
So we're at Stony Blue. Where are we next? The following. So
Riverman's, yep.
And then where we go there?
Then we're gonna go to the skills competition. All final details are being hammered out, but here's what we know so far. We're probably gonna be at a non-course location, TBD, to give us full use of the land. We don't want to be messing with people while we're on there, casual players. It's going to be teams of 4. We're going to use our A, B, C, D format. And so you'll be in a team with 1 player from the A pool, B pool, C pool, D pool.
Yes.
Right now, the skills competition has included some events locked, like a total distance competition, add the A, B, C, and D players, longest drive. There's going to be circle 1 putting accuracy, circle 2 putting accuracy, upshot accuracy from like about 125 to 150 foot shot, and then some sort of an escape shot.
So go practice.
Yep. It'll be a normal, bring your $5 per week, but we have a nice little kitty going from all of your contributions that there will be much money added from league. The goal of league is to win the title. You have to be there for 5 weeks. So we're going to say for the skills competition, if you've been there 5 or more weeks, your buy-in is simply $5. If you've been there less than 5 weeks, you're going to have to owe a little bit more. We'll detail that. Because, everybody else has been chipping in all year. If you only showed up to 2 leagues versus somebody who's put in their, $2 to league funds 10 weeks
You got to
ago,
participate.
we'll figure it out.
Cool.
Should be a cool event.
Yep, I'm excited. We'll have more details to come.
Yep.
We'll wrap up the podcast now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribe. You do all YouTube things. Comment down below. We're going to the power rankings. Peace.
Peace.
Later.
It is time. It is time for the Week 8 Power Rankings. Let's go. So, firstly, I was getting grief that I filmed this on my telephone from one guy who never shows up. He's known by Marco, whatever you want to call him. Yeah, calling me out because he's got black on the side of his screen. Lame! Anyway, let's get to it. Got my trusty sheet. Hopefully you guys can see this. Don't worry about the new setting. It's just what it is. Let's get to it. Number 20. No movement. Still on the top 20. Mr. Jeff Zelenko. Good job, Mr. Jeff. Played okay this week. Played okay. Number 19. Brand new on the scene for the first time ever this season. A player. Mr. David Watkins. About time. I said it. About time. He's put together a number of performances that are worthy of number 19. Can he break top 10? He's going to have some serious performances these last couple weeks. Also, this is a misprint for sure. Mind you, I don't put these in, but I recognize greatness. That's right. Mr. Alan Hoxie, new on the scene, just like Mr. David, first time this season, I admit. Hasn't been my best performance, but as of late, Mr. Michael Thomas and myself have been performing well as a team twice in a row. It's got to count for something. Sounds like the algorithm is in agreement. So, Mr. Allen, up 3, brand new, up to 18. Number 17, staying the same. Mr. Gun Show himself, Mr. Andrew Rups. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. My man was dressed. Well, we felt attacked because we don't have big muscles. I felt attacked personally. All right, Mr. Rups is still at hanging steady at number 17. Number 16, down to Mr. Derek Vansel. He's still there. You still want him as a partner. Good work. Number 15. Here we go. Up 1, Mr. Zach or Zach Pesta. Up 1. So he's had kind of a tumultuous adventure. A little bit of up, a little bit of down. A lot of up, a lot of down. So should he be higher up? That's not my call. I can't make that call. So why do I even ask the question? So up 1 from last week, Mr. Aaron Nitz. 1, 14. Oh, he's putting in some decent performances. He's not going to win the league this week, this season, but he's putting in some decent performances. So that's good. That's good. 13, also up 1. Mr. Nolan Cafferly. There's a lot of discussion as to why he jumped so much last week and so little this week. I think it was moved up 6 last week, and now he's only moved up once. We didn't play great this week. That's my only guess. When you play great, you get rewarded. I would have assumed, because I don't see him on here, one of these bottom guys, I would assume Sean Clancy or Garrett Landry would have been on here. They're just so inconsistent. That the algorithm, that's my guess. But the algorithm's like, yeah, no, you don't show up. Yeah, you don't play very good. Oh, then you play great, but then you don't show up or you don't play. So that's what it is. Number 12. Staying put. Mr. Tony Lewis. I would have thought he would have done better. He didn't do great this past week. I don't know why. Of course, played to his strengths. A lot of forehands. So, yeah, Mr. Tony stayed put at 12. Up to number 11. I'm sorry, down to number 11. I see I got my numbers all grouped. I've got 2 number 10s here. So I'll erase this number 10. Don't know what happened. I actually do this part. I don't do any of the algorithm. Just this part. So down to the other Andrew. Mr. Rosalino. Down 2. He was top 10 last week. After following a very good performance, he dropped 2 this week because he did not perform as well as he would have expected. So, down 2, still in the hunt. You still want him on your team. He's not going anywhere. He shows up, he performs pretty well, and then great. Okay, and then great. And pretty well. So, he's still on that kind of train. Top 10. Here we go. Number 10. Up 1 into the top 10 officially. Mr. John Vestal. So he's done good. He done good. He did great this week, but he did pretty good. So good on you, Mr. John. Number 11. My mistake. Number 9. Also up 1. Mr. Jacob F. I think he tied with some of us in the upper group. I think 3rd place, 4th place, or something like that. He's been putting in the work. He's still in the hunt. But if he doesn't play well these next couple weeks, he's no longer in it. So really, if he doesn't play well this next week, kiss it goodbye. So pressure's on this guy. Number 8, down 3. The Reign of Terror, as I like to call it. Nicholas Dolnish. Down 3. Out of the top 5 with a huge drop. His past couple weeks have reflect down 3. And he would probably tell you that the algorithm was being generous. I almost said I. That would have been wild. That the algorithm is being generous leaving him here. I'll leave that up to the debate that you guys are going to have, whether it be on Discord or the comments here. Whatever. I would love to hear the debate. One way or another. Either way. All right. Number 7, up 1. Mr. Stephen Demick. When he shows up, he shows up. He's playing good. Will he crack the top 5? I guess that's another really good question. He's got 2 weeks to do it. I believe. But that means these guys up here either got to play worser or more worser, or he's just got to play more better. I said it. Just like that. On purpose. Good work, Mr. Steve. Number 6, down 3. The other side of the Reign of Terror. Christian Dolnichek. Also down 3. These guys did not perform this week or last week. I say these guys because they both dropped 3. What gives? I think it's 2 rough performances when your expectation is living up here. That's my thought. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just a messenger. Into our top 5. Here we go. Number 5, down 1. Whoa. I wrote a D, not a B. Mr. Buff Nate. Now, he's still in top 5 because everyone, my opinion, everyone is allowed an off week here and there. Now, if you're the Donut Checks, you've had 2 off weeks in a row. That's painful. Mr. Buff Nate, I believe he got first or second last week into a we'll call it a less than performance. You would have thought him and Will were going to tear it up, and you always think he and Will will tear it up. But for whatever reason, those two just don't. I don't know what the deal is. They don't perform well. When you look on paper, you're like, yo, those two are for real. They're for real. So, Buff Nate is still in the top 5. He's still in the hunt to win the name on the trophy and have a disc with his name on it, but we'll see. 2 weeks. I say time will tell. 2 weeks will tell. All right. Number 4, up 3. What in the world? I only went up 3. And Mr. Mike went up 3. But the reason is my man has put in the work the last 3 or 4 weeks. Again, it's my expectation or opinion, but to move up 3 here, over here, that's one thing. That's easy. Over here, wow. So I'm gonna have to double check the scoreboard, but moving up 3 into the 4th place position, huge. Huge. So good on you, Mr. Mike. Keep it up. Number 3, a second guy. I didn't realize this. I should have studied this. Mr. Justin Trenda is also up 3 into the top 5 from last week. Dude's playing good. Now there's talk of collusion. That's a soft word for cheating in matching up partners, or it's just random and it just happens. It happens to happen more often than not that a B and a C get paired up together like 4 times in 1 week or in 1 season. I don't know if it's 4 times. It'd be interesting to go back and check the stats though. But sure enough, Mr. Justin and Mr. Rick, they've been killing it. And it reflects. Justin is up 3 spaces to number 3. That's big, man. That is big. With 2 weeks to go, couple good performances, you might find yourself at the top spot. Because we have some changes to notate. The number 1, who was beep bop bop beep bop beep bop bop, also known as Brendan, is no longer. The pressure got to him. Officially, he has dropped out of the top spot, giving his position up to old King High C, Mr. Rick Trenda. Now, there's talk that the pressure got to him being Brendan. He is still the points leader as of right now, as of this publishing. So he's still holding on to it. Pardon me. He's still holding on to that from Rick. But man, I looked at the points. I kind of did some studying. In order for Brendan to score more, he's either got to get bonus points, or I think his weakest scoring week is like 14 points. So he's got to put together a stellar, mind you. The winners, Garrett and Sean, netted 22 this week. Kind of a big deal. And the weather is going to be nice next couple Tuesdays. So he could get top 2 and score up in the 20s. In which case, he will erase his 14, gain an extra 6. But the question comes in, what about Rick? He's only down like 1 point. And Buff Nate moved 0 this past week and only lost a little bit of ground. So he's also in the hunt. It's exciting times. It is exciting times. But I expect everybody to make sure Mr. Rick Trendon knows he's in the top spot next week, and to see if we can't, get under his, I don't want to say get under his skin, but just, poke the bear. See if he can rise up to the challenge, or if he's going to fold under pressure and let Brendan, or even Justin or Mike, step up and take that number 2, number 1 spot. Again, time will tell, and that time is only 2 weeks. Till we meet again. Peace.